ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to another Where in the World is John Go Today? Task. We should just rename it, like not the Crypto Maniacs Podcast. Let's just, it's like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Or Where's Waldo? It's Where's John Go?
I don't think people really care that much, to be honest. Get over yourself.
Damn. Dude,
I mean, maybe Bradley, but I wouldn't separate my shoulder, pat myself on the back for that. Yeah. Especially after the photo he posted of him and his grandkid. He was in a Batman costume, I think he just had the grandkid to cover up that he wanted to put on his Batman costume. So
that's impressive. That's impressive. Yes. I haven't seen it because I've been driving. I'm in the beautiful province of British Columbia, in the mountains. Got some good Wi-Fi, so I said, let's get it done, man. It is episode, I think this is 241. So we're 9 away from 250. That's pretty impressive.
It is. I thought we were higher than that, but well, how much would 3 years would be? What, about 300? Well, okay, so yeah, we're about 60. We're only March through July. Okay, yeah. We got about 7 months left in our year. Okay,
yeah, we're getting there, man.
Yep.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yep.
So, thank you for doing the Threadcast, man. Lots of questions. People showed out tonight, so they're interested. There's a couple of them, and we'll get into them. I started asking about the AMA, and I was like, are they confusing our show with the AMA or something? Did you see that by any chance?
Odds are there are some who are doing that, because the only time they see Threadcast, they think it's AMA. But Eliane is here and she's not confused, so all is well.
Yeah, she's here. Yes, Eliana is pulling her hair out right now with our witness server, but
I can't. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So CTP witness server for Hive Engine is a little buggy, but we got some fixes. We'll get it back and running. So that's fun when I'm driving and I can do absolutely nothing, but I can pray for Eliana. Like that's basically what I did. I couldn't respond, and anyways, useless information. Task. Useless information. You ready to get into people's questions, man?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's dive in. And once again, this was on. Oh, geez! Look at this. I did it in day mode. We can't have that, right? Like,
I hear not. I hear that's like a Mortal Kombat sin. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, folks. For all the youngins that don't like I like the light mode. That's like
to me, know what that looks like, John? Halloween. I'm just looking at the screen. It's like the orange and the black. It's like, Halloween colors. So
strange, man. Strange. Anyways.
Oh well.
Yeah, it is. When tip feature? This is from Yuobong. When tip feature on Threads?
Who cares? Nobody uses the tip feature.
Dude, it's funny you mention that because I've written a couple posts about tipping over the years, and I've gotten tips in the past, but it's far and few in between.
Yeah, it's like, who cares? There's other monetization ways, and I don't think tipping is the future. I mean, Brian of London seems to think it's going to be. I really don't. I think it's it's exploring other ways of bringing value and monetizing value. Reward pools are one way. Ad revenues another. NFTs can be a tremendous factor in this. I mean, there's so many different ways to innovate this. I think tipping is, yesterday's news.
It's people separating from something. They're against that. Like when like with the rewards pool, they get it regenerated. So to them, it's like, oh, I'm giving someone a vote, or like you said, with ad revenue, there's ways to incorporate that where you're getting rewarded through staking. when I'm tipping someone, it comes out of my wallet and goes to someone else. Now, I've tipped in the past. I have no wrong with that. But you know what was a really cool model? And for whatever reason, it had its haters out there. But I always thought the Steam Basic Income model was great because three people actually won in that. The person who sent the tip of SBI, the receiver of the tip of the SBI, and the blockchain as a whole, because it had more and more Hive being powered up. Uh, I don't know. Lots of people didn't like it, but I thought that was a fantastic. Like, if I was going to tip someone, I would rather give them an SBI share rather than a one Hive, for example. I thought that's something that made sense.
Yeah, and we don't know what's going to come with NFTs and gamification and tokenization, and I mean there will be probably many different ways to reward people,
Right.
and to basically, you know, give them, like on social media, you have votes, you have claps, you have waves, you have smiles, you have all kinds of different things. And on Web 2, they monetarily they mean nothing, but on Web 3 we can have all these different ways to mean something financially, and that's where innovation and experimentation comes in, and gamification.
Yep. Completely agree. Nifty's up. He's got a very fun question. Thoughts on Binance potentially facing fraud charges?
Well, it's crypto and CZ's Chinese. Well, that puts him on the U.S. government's hit list twice.
He's
Uh,
Canadian, isn't he?
CZ, well,
He went to school here.
well, he may have gone to school there, but I think he's of Chinese origin. Um, I mean, the stance of the U.S. government is obvious. The stance of the U.S. government against these exchanges is obvious. They're going after Coinbase, who, they even
No
approved
one is
Coinbase
safe.
to go public, and they're going after Coinbase. So it's obvious Gensler wants this in the hands of the Wall Street and the Wall Street banks, and you know, CZ and Binance are, after FTX, that was the big fish, and now they're going after that. Um, the U.S. government has made it very clear where they stand on this.
They no one is safe. They are on a mission, man. Gensler is just like, he's just like, I'm going to tear everything down and I'm going to go after everything. It's great. You know, side note, did you see all the Hex people losing their mind that Hex got delisted from Uniswap, and they're all like going, oh, this isn't decentralized? Like, no, really? Really? You guys thought Uniswap was decentralized? Okay, cool. Cool story, bro. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, this just shows you the ignorance in cryptocurrency. There's very little other than Hive
And Bitcoin.
and Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and maybe some of the other proof of work stuff at the base layer. That's all that's decentralized. After that, nothing else is. Even anything you stake is centralized, because you're going into an application. Um, and Nifty and I were joking about that on Threads, and um, Sapphire Crypto Sapphire got involved. He basically said, Gensler needed a layup, so he needed an easy win, so he goes after Hex. I mean, Richard Hart is. I mean, that's about as easy as they come.
Yeah. You guys spending small fortunes on Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
bags and videotape.
Yeah.
Dude, just anyways. New question coming in from I am Chimeri. What are the better ways of investing in this blockchain? Time, energy, effort, and dollar cost averaging. That's my golden rules. I don't know, Taz. You got any secret ways to invest here?
Well, I mean, it's work from the ground up, and I mean, get yourself some high power. That's important. Strive to get, I don't know, like 250 at least. That way you have a basis where at least you have the resource credits to do whatever you want. Uh, and then you're on to the layer two. I mean, you should always keep adding to your base holding. But HBD is a good thing. That's at the base also. Leo, in my opinion, is a good thing. But yeah, that's the great thing about Hive is, invest time learning what's going on, invest time engaging. That's the best thing you can do.
Love it, dude. There's actually a lot of questions. People are like going crazy here. She also followed that up with what day and times of the AMA. I think they're Tuesdays, and whenever Cal says we're live.
Yeah, the day is Tuesday, and it's 12-ish Eastern time, and the
Yeah,
ish is very
yeah.
variable.
It varies. It
It
varies
can
with the
go
weather.
from about 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Starting time, not the show. That's the
Yeah.
starting time.
Book the whole day off. Just book the whole day off on Tuesdays, and you'll be good. David Prince. Will more words and meanings be added to Leo Glossary, or will Wikipedia on Leo be having the missing words on Leo Glossary? Well, I mean, I'll just speak out of turn here. I'm pretty sure it's Task and maybe the odd person that helps him do it. So Wikipedia is open source, quote unquote, where anyone can contribute. Task is kind of a one-man show, unless he wants to open it up.
Well, you haven't been reading my posts then. It is open. It's not under Leo Glossary itself, but since Leo Finance opened up, anybody can create a glossary on Leo Finance. You just set up a community of, and somebody left a comment, and I wrote a post about this. They were talking about their town in New England or something. I said, so set up a New England community, and then set up an account tied to that community that you post out of, and post about Boston, post about Salem witch trial, post about the weather in
Worcester.
Worcester, post
Worcester.
about the Red Sox, post about whatever you want, and make different pages about New England. In terms of what I operate on the Leo Glossary, yes, I'm going to keep adding terms, but it's like anybody can build a history glossary. Somebody can build a geography glossary. You can build a glossary about, London and everything you want, different pages about different stuff in London. I mean, whatever's in Wikipedia could be a group of pages in a community. You just open up a community for whatever your area of interest is. The NFL, you could have a football reference, baseball reference, hockey reference, if you know what those sites are, baseballreference.com, with all the stats of all the baseball players. I mean, Django could set up a Buffalo Bills community, and he could do pages after pages out of Buffalo Bill account or whatever he names it. And he could do about the history of Bills, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, the Super Bowl runs, Marvin Levy, the origins, the ownership groups.
It's his 98th birthday today, too.
What?
Marv Levy's 98th birthday today.
Yeah, he's up there. So I mean, you could just do that. You could do that with any sports team. You could do that with the NFL if you want. I mean, there's unlimited ways that people can build resources on Leo Finance now, on Leo, and people won't do it till Leo Glossary is getting some hits, and they're saying, how come that's getting all the money? Well, you got to do something.
Sammy Hive continues the Leo Glossary questions, and you answered them, but we'll put it out there. Is 10 Leo Glossary the maximum to use in a post?
No, I mean, use as many. I've used probably 50 in a post. If I write a financial post, I definitely can get 50 with finance and crypto. There's no limit to the number you can use in a post.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wouldn't, and anybody listen, I would not use the same link twice in an article. So I've seen some people, they'll write cryptocurrency and they'll link cryptocurrency 4 times in the article. Only link it once. That's what I would do. It doesn't do you much benefit to keep linking it over and over again. Just link each term you're going to use one time. But outside of that, link as many terms as you can if you want to really help out. See, what's happening here, just a tangent quickly, John, is Leo Glossary is a numbers game. And it's not taking a couple keywords, highlighting those 2 or 3 keywords, and that's it. I got Leo glossary pages that have 200 links in them, 300 links in them. So the value to the search engines, it gets distributed over all those links, which really dilutes the value for each one of those links off that page. But this is where the numbers game comes in. This is why Investopedia and Wikipedia are so powerful, is because they have so many links with so many different pages. And you got Wikipedia pages there with 1,000 different links on them. And, there's, who knows how many hundreds of millions of pages linked together. That's the value of it. And then who knows how many different external links are out there using Wikipedia pages. So it's a slower process, but over time it can really change things.
Uzoma24 says, "Is there room for staking on Leo Finance?" Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I mean, other than you stake to curate,
Yeah.
but there's no staking pools. I mean, you could go to, obviously, Polygon and Binance, the Polycub and the Cub project. I mean, those are under Leo Finance, but they're not on Hive. I mean, stake your Leo, curate, and get some ad revenue when that project's released.
Yep. AmonLight.Leo. Where do you find so many hours in the day? Love the show, but never get to listen live. Well, here's the fun story about that. We all have 1,440 minutes, each of us. Some of us, sadly, don't have as much. But if you're alive and breathing, you have 1,440 minutes. What you choose to allocate that time to is where you find the time. I find the time to pull over on the side of the road in the big rig to do the show. I have 13-hour days driving. I find an hour to make sure that I do this if I can. Sometimes, yeah, I missed last week and I suck. But generally, you find the time to what you prioritize in your life. When you prioritize certain things, that will have the time always, guaranteed. So where do you find the hours in the day? Get up 30 minutes earlier if you need 30 minutes to do some more work. Go to bed a little bit later. Stop watching Netflix videos. Don't watch the new Avatar movie. That's 3 hours of your life you can get back. So we'll find the time to what you prioritize. That's my opinion on that. What do you think, Taz?
Yeah, well, it's like we've always talked about. It's consistency, it's habit, it's business mindset. I mean, it's where does the entrepreneur find the time to work 100 hours a week for years on end to create a multi-million-dollar business? And people from the outside look at the person, in the nice house and the car saying, "Oh, look how lucky he is." The guy worked 10 or woman worked 10, 12, 15 years, 100 hours a week. It is about priorities. And it's about eliminating time wasters. I mean, just Google search time wasters or stop wasting time, and you'll find all kinds of stuff out there about, the thousands and thousands of different ways we waste time, just on bullshit. Social media. All the people. I mean, look at all the people on Hive who sit on Twitter and Discord all day. That serves no purpose. They say it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't do anything for the most part. And yet they sit there all day. You sit there watching dopey videos of cats. Okay, maybe that entertains you. Maybe that lightens your mood. But, if you sit there for 3 hours watching cat videos, it probably went from I'm going to get a little comic relief and de-stress here for 5 or 10 minutes to, you're wasting time. It all comes down to what are your priorities. And, the most successful people are highly focused on what they're doing, whether they're working or whether they're playing. And so if, it's like the old adage, if going to shut down the computer. You're going to go step away from work and go spend with the family. Go spend with the family. Don't be sitting there with the family, at dinner, or be out with the wife and you're thinking about all the work you have to do. That doesn't work either. So, uh, you know, if you're talking about Hive and Leo and the blockchain, to me, it's just dedicating to being there. And most do not.
Yep. John Tim's got a bunch of questions. He missed out on Tuesday, so he's back. Will the LK99 ambient superconductor be proven to be the real deal, or is that a technology for the next generation to experience? Dude, I have no idea what he's talking about, but I guarantee you probably do know, because that's up your alley.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? What it is it's the ability they claim at room temperature to be superconductive, which is then for elevated trains and all kinds of quantum mechanics stuff, quantum physics stuff. Um, it's like anything else. It has the potential, but I mean, if you understand the hype curve and the adoption curve and all this other stuff of technology, it's too early to tell. I mean, you go and you read about it, and it's like, okay, this is cool, but it's far from a done deal. And you can go and I'm sure find just as many detractors to it. Does that mean that it doesn't have the potentiality? Sure, it has great potentiality. Is it going to achieve it using copper? Is it going to achieve it using other materials? We don't know. But I think what it does is it shows how, and this one is from physics, but it shows how physics and the different sciences, the material sciences, are all advancing, bringing, if you will, sci-fi stuff to reality. Now, whether this particular pursuit works at this time, who knows? It's kind of like nuclear fusion's been 10 years away for 60 years, they say. All this stuff has potentiality. We'll just have to see. Far from a done deal as far as I can see. But it's exciting stuff if it proves out. And then the other thing is, you have to be able to do it under each and every condition. Doing it once in a lab, it's not a big deal. I mean, I don't want to say it's not a big deal. It is. But doing stuff once in a lab, okay, great. Does it scale? Can you do it under any and every condition? And that gets to be a problem.
There you go. Is Discord user-generated data able to be scraped by AI companies, or is it a walled garden? I know it's a random question, but I'm curious.
I don't know what they do with their APIs. It's
Man.
that's the big battle is these APIs. Some of them are locking them down. They're making it very difficult. And, that was the big Reddit thing. That was the Twitter thing and the limitation on that. I would imagine, my guess, it's just a guess, it can be, if I just had a guess at this time, but I can't say for certain.
There you go. He also said, why does your Vim channel say that your show airs at 7 p.m. Eastern? It's usually around 8 p.m. Yeah, that's my fault. I got to edit that. I am writing down notes, so I will definitely get that changed. But yes, we're always trying to do it 8 p.m. Eastern. We try. We're pretty good. Pretty good track record. Is the Leo ad revenue share going to differentiate between views, clicks for long-form content versus short-form content? One getting paid more per click than the other. Interesting.
I would not think so. I don't think the advertisers care about that. I don't think it's a page to them. They could give a shit. The ad is the ad, and it's like, how long was somebody on the page? How many clicks? How many click-throughs to their ads? That's what they're looking at. I mean, the content on the page, other than if it aligns with what the ad is for, obviously. But outside of that, long form, short form, I don't think they know or care.
I think it's what they're always trying to do. Advertise. All of these ad serving companies They just want content that's engaging with the audience. So if it's a short form or a long form, I don't think they're too picky. They just want people to be engaged with it. So.
Yeah, they want time on page. They want people to see the ads, and at the end of the day, they want people clicking the damn ads.
Yep. Cal's got some questions. What do you know now that you'd wish you've known when you first got into crypto?
I wish I bought more Bitcoin. I wish I bought more Litecoin. I wish
I didn't sell 50 Bitcoins for $500 each. That's
I wish I stayed away from BitShares. It's. I wish I sold my uni at $25 or $27.
Do you still have your 400 uni?
Well, I had I had them out of two wallets. I sold some, but I still have a bunch.
So. I sold pretty close to the top of uni.
So, yeah, lucky you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what would you change? Pretty much every single trade I've done over the years, because I suck. That's why a dollar cost average, bro. Like I can't ever pick when's the okay. Uniswap, I got lucky because I was just like, I hate Ethereum, so let me get rid of it. But I suck, dude. Like every time I try to sell something, I never sell at the top. It's usually at the bottom. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to dollar cost average. And on Hive, I basically sell all the tokens, regardless of price, of what I don't want, so I can stack the Leo. That's, so what would I change? Pretty much everything. Yeah. That's not a good answer, but hindsight is 2020. And P.S. he loves how people ask us when the Leo wins are now. Thank you, Cal. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. We're here to serve you, man. We graciously will take all the wins from you, man.
Yeah, see, the difference is we'll answer. Oh, that'll be available 2 weeks from Thursday. If it's not, blast Cal. Cal said it'll be out on Monday. Guaranteed.
It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Cal guaranteed to be out Monday.
Soon as now.
Yeah.
Daichi2 says, would the community mind setting rewards for promotion? I mean, I guess that's a beneficiary. I think that's what he's talking about. I would have no problem putting 5% into a little pot and calling it a day. If you gave me the option to do it, if they set something up, I have no problem.
Yeah, the problem with that shit is, everybody talks promotion, everybody talks marketing, and there's a big marketing proposal that Leo's put in, and Leo at least put some metrics. This question for promotion, what the fuck does that mean? What are you going to do? How effective are you going to do? Well, I went out there and I talked about Hive. Big deal. It's without any metrics. And John, you were in that business of affiliate marketing, and it's very hard oftentimes to quantify this stuff. And then it's very hard to quantify with depth or the ability to gauge depth, because, and I'll give you an example, like if you take monthly average users or daily average users or whatever you want to call it, you take a user. Are all users created equal? I mean, is a user who shows up one day, logs in, checks something, and leaves the same as somebody who logs in and actually makes a purchase? No. Somebody who logs in actually engages with somebody and takes some action on the platform? No. But see, that's what like MAUs and DAUs and WAUs, they don't track. So, when you start to get into this stuff and you start to say, well, for promotion, for marketing, for advertising, we need to promote. What the hell are you doing? I mean, I have yet to see anybody really put together a marketing plan for anything. And when I say a marketing plan, a traditional marketing plan talks about your goals. It talks about your metrics. It talks about your strategies. It talks about
analysis,
your tactics, what you're going to use, how you're going to approach it. What type of time frame. All this stuff is part of a marketing plan. If you've ever been involved with a company that put together a marketing plan, It's a huge, huge endeavor. Of course, depending on the size of the company, but you're looking at like 6 or 7 broad categories that then break down into subcategories. What tactics are you going to use? What strategies are you going to use? What time frames are you going to use? What media are you going to use? All this stuff comes into play. What products are you going to use? What are you going to promote? So you sit there and say, promotional Leo finance. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, seriously, what are you going to promote? Is it going to be threads? Going to be long form content? Is it going to be the reward? What are you going to stress? What's your USP? Your unique service proposition or unique service proposal? What another way of phrasing it is like your tagline. What are you going to use hook people? Come to threads because hey, we're cool people. Oh, come to threads because you can earn you can earn for your social media content. Well, that's been tried for 7 years and failed. That's a lousy message. So what is being done? And this is the stuff where people say, "Oh, we need to do it." It's like, well, nobody's taken even the most basic of marketing and put this stuff together. Have you seen any of this stuff, John, that I just described?
No, it's like, it's funny. I'm Crazy Cowboy. Where are you, Rich? Friend of the show. He will love this talk because this is right up his alley. Like you talk about marketing mixes, SWOT analysis, the 4 Ps, all this stuff. This is like marketing. This is the stuff I went to college for, and you don't see it. It's
No.
like my marketing plan is I'll just show up. Okay, cool. What else? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, promotion. What? So you go on Twitter and talk about it.
Right.
I'll put it on my Instagram account. Come on. And I'm not saying that that's not part of your marketing mix. That's not part of the tactics and the strategies you're going to employ. But what are you going to do out there? How are you going to position it? What do you position in Leo Finance as? Is it as an alternative to Twitter? Is it as an alternative to Seeking Alpha? Is it as an alternative ultimately to Yahoo Finance or Google Finance or something or CNBC? What are you trying to position it as?
Yep.
This is all stuff that has to be answered.
Tokenized is watching live, and he wants to know, what is the best and worst part of my job? Well, the best part of this job is the stuff I get to see. I mean, I'm sitting in the Rocky Mountains right now. Mountains everywhere around me. Beautiful nature. It's gorgeous. So definitely seeing things. I love driving, so it's a no-brainer for me. The hardest part is just being away from family. That sucks, man. It's a sacrifice that my wife and I we agreed to do for this year, but it sucks, man. I've been in my kids' life every single day since they were born. Now I'm like the weekend dad, so that's the worst. But it's for a bigger purpose. And meanwhile, I'm stacking all the Leo and the Hive in the process. So that'll be the retirement in 5 to 10 years, right? Yeah. Tokenized says, do you think quantum computing will have a big impact on the technology behind crypto?
Yeah, I mean, once we get to quantum computing, but going back to what was asked earlier, again, I mean, we're really in the early phases of quantum. We're a long way from having any apps developed in quantum. I know Google ran a test that, it was able to do stuff that, traditional computing couldn't do, or was going to take 14,000 years or something stupid like that. But it was also a very select exercise where, it was specifically designed for a quantum computer. Wasn't really designed. I mean, nobody with a classical computer even has those needs. So, yeah, I mean, quantum computing is another one of those things that is certainly, if we get it, is a game changer for all of society. There's not, it's kind of like AI. And I know AI is an overreaching term, but quantum computing is one of those things that's going to affect almost every industry. It's going to affect society. And so certainly it'll affect blockchain and blockchain infrastructure and computer infrastructure and all that stuff. How it'll do it, I have no idea. When it will be ready, even less of an idea.
I've watched one too many Terminator movies. You don't get scared of things like
No,
that?
no, because see the Terminator shit. Here's the problem with the Terminator shit is everybody looks at this as unified. Skynet was one company. Skynet was one. I mean, you look at just look at this Chat GPT. Since that came out, which is OpenAI, which is basically Microsoft, you could say, because it's running on all their servers. You've had Google bring out their stuff. Facebook is bringing out stuff. Elon Musk set up another company to do stuff. Amazon is reportedly doing stuff, and Apple supposedly has stuff brewing. So who's going to control it? And we don't even know what the Tencents and the Alibaba and the Chinese are doing with this stuff. So it's like, everybody says like AI, like it's going to be one thing. Part of my view is I don't believe that one day all of this is going to wake up and it's going to be sent to you. I have seen zero self-awareness among anything that we've created. None of it's self-aware. Doesn't mean it won't be at some point in the future, but I think long before that we'll be integrated with it. It's like we've always integrated with our technology. I mean, people say, well, it's outside our bodies. No, that's not true. I mean, anywhere my dad goes within the continental United States, he's connected to the internet because he has a defibrillator in his heart or, for his heart. So he's connected to his cardiologist's office wherever he goes in the United States because the device is always sending info to his cardiologist. So you look at prosthetics, you look at all this other stuff. It's like we're already there. We're already merging with it. It's just, an ongoing continuum of what we're doing. So no, I don't. I don't give it a high percentage that, the robots will take over. I mean, there's always a percentage, but let's be honest, I fear humanity a lot more. I mean, I fear these psychopaths in charge. I mean, you look at what they're doing with some of this bio warfare and all this other shit. That's a lot scarier than, this AI and robotic stuff.
Tokenize. Is the El Salvador experiment with Bitcoin still going on? I haven't heard anything about it in a while. He's still on Twitter. The president, he's always on Twitter talking about Bitcoin. So I'm assuming they're still going with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still there. It's legal tender. It's a failed experiment because of the fact it's Bitcoin. It's not a medium of exchange. So the idea, I mean, it was flawed. It was based upon a flawed theory.
Don't say that too loud. The Maxis might be listening.
Fuck the Maxis. They're idiots. It's a flawed theory of money, and that's the problem. And the idea that El Salvador is putting this in place to be legal tender is not the benefit used for it. What is the benefit used for El Salvador actually is by accumulating this Bitcoin, then going with the mining with the high bonds, the Bitcoin bonds or mining bonds or volcano bonds, whatever the hell they called it. They created a financial product within their country that can be very valuable and really reduces the counterparty risk far beyond what you get from the banks and stuff like that, because the bonds itself, now you're creating a product where the counterparty risk is actually tied to the mining, which is a lot safer. I mean, it doesn't carry the same risk as, Lehman Brothers going under. So in that regard, I think El Salvador was on the right path. I just don't believe Bitcoin is going to be the medium of exchange. And that's why I think you see the domination in crypto of stable coins, because that's your medium of exchange. You need the price stability. I mean, who the hell? And if you don't believe me, go watch these videos of people in Turkey where they don't even change their prices because the price of the currency of the Turkish lira is so insane right now that they'd have to be changing the prices every 15 minutes. So you know what they do? They just price everything in US dollars. And that's the problem with Bitcoin is you don't have the price stability, and you're never going to have the price stability because even if it gets to be, I mean, look at what gold can move in a day. Gold can move, 5% in a day, and 3%. And people say, well, that's not a lot, but yes, it is. if you're on a grocery store and somebody places an order, online for groceries, and overnight the price drop, the currency drops 3%, the value, well, that may have eaten up most, if not all, of your profit on that order. You can't have that, and that's the problem. So, I think El Salvador's smart if they just keep accumulating Bitcoin, because I believe fully the value of Bitcoin is going to be a lot bigger in the future, and that'll help that country enormously.
Stuff. Token, I said, is there a limit to the number of active proposals a given Hive user can have at the same time? I don't think so.
No, there's no limit. I mean, if you put 60 up at one time, I think you're going to upset some of the whales.
Right. Yeah.
And you're going to have a tough time justifying all that. But
he also wants to know is when drink to earn.
That you'll have to. That's the Cryptoholic show right after this one.
Yes.
They'll tell you when the drink to earn. Well, I mean, Eric came up with mint to earn, so maybe they'll figure out a drink to earn. I don't know.
And to end off the show, we got Alex Rourke says, John, be honest. Do you ever listen to Eddie Rabbitt's Driving My Life Away at Work? I've never heard of that song in my life.
I've never heard of. Have you ever heard of this artist?
Eddie Rabbitt? Never heard.
No.
But my wife sings On the Road Again to me almost every night and laughs at me when she's singing it. So, yeah.
Is that who On the Road Again? Was that Jackson? Was that Jackson Brown? No. Who?
Willie Nelson?
No. Oh, right, Willie Nelson. Okay.
Was it Willie Nelson?
I'm
going to Google it.
I think you're right. Yep, I think you're right. Let's
see. On the Road Again. Willie Nelson. Yep. Jeez, look at me, man. I'm just a freaking wealth of music knowledge.
Yeah, that Jackson Brown has a song about the road, something. I'll have to find that out. I'll have to figure that one out. Maybe put that in a playlist.
Nice.
Yeah, John Doe should create a playlist on Leo.
Dude, if I ever get you know what? After I finish driving tonight, I'll make a playlist. I got a couple hours left to drive. Then I'll settle down for the night. I'll be in the thriving metropolis of Prince George, British Columbia. I will try to find a truck stop, and I will do the playlist of Willie Nelson's greatest hits. No, or not. And Eliane is singing now. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Well, now that's not Willie Nelson.
That's definitely not Willie.
That's not Willie whatsoever.
Alex said I was going to say On the Road Again for the next show, but then I ruined it. I know, dude. I suck, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me.
I'm gonna have to. I don't know what song I'm thinking of with Jackson Brown. I'm gonna have to research that for the next show so I can. There's something that he had. I don't know. Maybe I'm just having flashbacks of my drinking days and confusing things, which is highly possible.
Yeah, there you go.
So we ran out of questions.
Ran out of questions, and it's okay because we don't need to have a million questions if people, when's the drinking to earn? That's a great question. Yeah.
So are you saying that Tokenized asked a dumbass question?
No. It's not a dumbass question. It's just you see the Threads DNA, the culture of Nifty, of tokenized, of cow's feet. Um, there's culture, and drink to earn, I think, would do very well in Threads.
Well, yeah, especially since Tokenized says he's a drunk, and he's
Well,
proud
yeah,
of it.
he's drinking Heineken or something.
Oh well, he's a high class drunk.
Oh, dude, Heineken's great.
You know, you know, man, I gotta teach these guys how to fuck things up and how to drink. You're not gonna do it right with that high class stuff. You got to drink to the point where you're going with rock up booze. You're in the well section. If you're gonna destroy your life, you don't destroy your life with expensive booze. You destroy your life with cheap rock gut stuff.
Dude, like,
you got to go for the quantity, not the quality.
see, I when I used to drink, the running joke would be American beer. Like, it was just piss. There was nothing to it. It was water. Like Bud Light? Like, really? Coors Light? Everything's light? Like, why light? Why is what? Like, anyway.
Yeah, that never made sense.
Give me a Guinness.
It's only 96 calories instead of 130. It's like, I'm drinking 20 of these fuckers. Does that really matter? I'm still putting down about 2,000 calories worth of beer. What is an extra 30 calories a can mean at that point?
This is what I'm saying.
And who cares? At the end, I'm pissing it out. I'm pissing it out so quick anyway. It's like, it's like you get all that beer. For me, it was always I could drink a lot until that first piss. Then after the first piss, it was like every beer I had to piss. It's like once the waterworks started, it was like, gotta go pee again, and but I could go for a while once I started drinking till that first one. But that was like, did you guys have them up there? They were called bladder buster parties.
No.
You pay, a bar would hold them, and everybody pay like, I don't know, like $10.
They go on the bus. Yeah, the drinking bus.
No, not drinking bus.
The bar
you
hop.
go to a bar, and they put people by the bathrooms, bar staff. And what it was, you pay, I forget, like $10, $15, and everybody would drink as much as they wanted for free, as much as you could for free, till somebody pissed.
Oh, no, we
First
didn't
person who pissed, it's over. And of course, they had their $10. And so, of course, it was always like some 120-pound girl who had like half a drink who's, I gotta go pee, and it's like, you want to throw her through a wall, and it's like, but yeah. But then, the party bus is where you throw a keg on there, and you go to a basketball game or something, concert.
How's this for a way to end the show? This is from Tokenized and Vim. What is the similarity between having sex in a canoe and an American beer?
Yeah, it's all water.
You're both effing near water. Wow. Anyways,
it's pretty sad when your own country gets made fun of by a Brazilian. That's okay.
guys,
Have some Jack Daniels. That's American too. You gonna say that's watered down?
moonshine.
I had my first roommate in college. He had some moonshine, and or actually, one of my roommate. It was a guy in the dorm. My roommate got it, and this guy was from Kentucky, and it was like maybe like the size of this water bottle, a little bigger. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? We're all gonna drink out of that. We're all gonna drink that and get drunk. It's like that ain't gonna do shit. This thing was like probably 175 proof.
Oh,
I mean, it took all the enamel off my teeth. I mean, I took a little swig, and I don't think I was breathing for about 45 minutes. It was just like, I mean, it just burned. I mean, I don't know how they drink that huge. And this thing, was flavored. It was like, it
Flavored
looked like
mix.
Gatorade or something. They put some fruit or something. It was like, it wasn't even the straight stuff. It's like, holy shit. So those people are hardcore. I can understand how they compare it to like radiator fluid. Not that I've ever drank that, but I can imagine it would do that. So yeah, I have a little bit of a drinking history. Tokenized, I understand. But see, Tokenized still has a job. It's like, you're not doing it right. Tokenized, you gotta listen. Here's how you do it. Tokenized. You party through the weekend. Maybe take Sunday off to recuperate. Then start going on a binge Monday after work, and then show up to work again on Friday, and binge for like 3 days. Call in sick. Show up for work on Friday. Collect your paycheck. You can pull that off, depending on your position in the company, how much they need you. You can pull that off for about 8 weeks, I found. Then they start to question you.
This is what this show has become. This is why I knew the question. This is what I was talking about with the question. The when.
Well, we aim to help people out. And so, listen, if you're going to go down the road of screwing things up and deviance, the least we can offer, Django, is advice how to do it properly.
Yes.
And with least amount of negative consequences.
Yeah.
That's why, the lot lizards, you're out there researching lot lizards.
I'm pretty sure there was one just now. That's why I was kind of doing this when you were talking. I was like, oh boy.
Well, my mom is up in that neck of the woods, so say hi to her if you see her.
Wow.
And what? Do you have a problem with my mom working for a living? Come on,
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, that's why John goes researching lot lizards, so he can provide the information to our audience of what the going rate is. We don't want you getting taken to the cleaners if you're gonna, go get a little business and conduct a little business. We don't want you overpaying, so John's gonna have the pricing set down, and what services are performed, and he may even have a website set up and conversion exchange, for US dollars to Canadian dollars, all that good stuff. This is the service we provide. This is the type of people we are. Good. Do they take HBD yet, John? You should talk some of them into taking HBD.
Guys, thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for all the questions. We will see you.
Eliana's doing a glossary about lizards. Okay, well, I don't know if lot lizard will show up in a glossary that, you might want to do the iguana page first and then go on to the lot lizard, but whatever. See how flexible Leo is, Django? See what can be added?
Wow.
Django, I'm going to set up the lot lizard community just for you.
I'm good, man. I'm trying to cut down.
Trying? Are you having any success? Are you still?
No.
What, cutting down from what? What's excessive? What is too much lot lizard? Is there like a number like 3 times a week? Is that too much? I guess it depends on the going rate.
It's bad for my soul.
See, these are things. Don't worry about your soul. That's all taken care of. This is the information you have to find. Questions come in, we answer. I'm asking you the questions, you have to answer them.
Yep.
You're near the lot lizards. I'm not. I can deal with Tokenized and his deviance, but my deviance you got to help me with.
Yeah, for sure. We aim to please.
We aim for something. I don't know how please.
Guys, you're awesome. Everyone is awesome. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Ciao.